Let's
Start
go.
recording. Hey, there we go.
All right. What's up? What's up? Finally. The Agents of Chaos podcast.
Popular demand.
Absolutely. First and foremost, I want to start off and apologize. Yes, my camera is ashy. It needs Jergens. So don't judge me on that one. But I'm gonna get that popping. I'm gonna get that a lot better. But thank you. Welcome back to the Agents of Chaos podcast. I'm your host, Scott Anderson. I'm here with my co-host, my brother, Brandon Anderson. How have you been, brother?
Bruh, it's been crazy that we haven't been able to do this for so long. It's been so wild.
Life been lifing, bro. I don't know about you, but man, life been whew, that joker been running with me this year, man.
Hey, same with me, bro. Same with me, man. Just working and all that kind of stuff.
Absolutely, without question. So it's been a minute. There has been a lot that has transpired in the NFL, the NBA, everything. Like, so we just gonna dive right into it. All right, we're gonna dive straight into it right here. First and foremost, the Philadelphia Eagles.
I knew you
because when I talk about my Bears, there's so much that I can go expand on because of the situation that we're in and the draft picks we have this year, the draft picks we have next year, and we're still a team in still building and stuff like that. But with the Eagles, they were a Super Bowl team. They are a Super Bowl team. They bring in some extra pieces, some good pieces, and then have probably one of the most
just call it epic. It's
epic collapses I've ever seen.
It's an epic collapse.
A Super Bowl franchise, Super Bowl, built franchise. My thing is, I think that maybe Jalen regressed because of injury. I still think that there was some type of injury there. I can't think of anything else that would cause such of a dramatic. I'm talking like just a leap off of a cliff. I don't understand.
Bro, I can think of a bunch of things. I got a bunch of comparisons.
Yeah, so with that being said, I'm going to give you the floor because, like I said, I don't know what you think will cause such a dynamic drop from a Super Bowl caliber team.
Listen, man, I'm gonna tell you this. Like, I mean, where do I begin? And I'm gonna try to be as contrite as I can, as concise as I can. So I'm gonna start. First of all, I'm gonna start here. I'm gonna start with Jalen. We're gonna talk about Jalen because a couple guys in my group, we disagree on where Jalen is. He's 25. Okay. Right. And I heard some good points, compelling points to that, some people made, comparing quarterbacks, comparing offensive coordinators. And I'm going to say this much. Jalen definitely gets some blame because of, I'm not making excuses for him. He had injuries. That's true. He did have injuries. I don't think he agreed with the way the offense was being run. And that'll lead me to the coaches. And I'm going to say this first. Where Jalen needs to get better is I think he just needs to be more cognizant of defenses and blitzes because he was they blitzed him the most. He was one of the lowest rated quarterbacks against the blitz. And everybody knows if you can get to the quarterback, then you can make life difficult. Right. But I put the onus here. And I'm not just saying because of what he didn't get to do. But we joked about it. We talked about the offense. There's no excuse why you don't run the football. There's just no excuse for that. I don't care what the play calls are. I don't care what type of quarterback regression you think Jalen Hurts has had. You have to run the football.
You don't get a back like Swift to not run the ball.
And you can't
tote the rock.
Right, and you can't just do it from the shotgun.
Right.
Because at that point last year, guys got tape. They know all they're going to do is watch you or they're going to watch him at that point. And what defense was doing was just taking the read option away because Jalen wasn't running because he wasn't healthy. Let's just keep it a buck. He wasn't healthy. He had a knee injury from game one.
Right.
He had a bruised knee. You could see it when he played. He didn't run. He didn't have the same burst, any of that stuff.
Right.
And that's just because of how he plays. It happens. You get hurt.
Right.
But for you to not run the football as much as they prided themselves last year about running the football, it was a joke to me. Brian Johnson is not creative enough. Nick Sirianni should have took the reins over and started calling the plays. He said it was his playbook. He owned up to that. He said that Brian Johnson's the play caller is using his playbook, but they didn't look this bad last year.
No, but they also looked good in the first 10 games of the season.
They didn't look to me. See, I'm a real fan.
Let me put it like this. They were winning games, and a lot of the Eagles fans that I talk to here, they say, oh, well, a win is a win. Like, you know what I'm saying? But I was like, they don't quite look the same. You know what I'm saying? That makes sense.
It's true. It's true. A win is a win. But I didn't feel comfortable the whole season.
Okay.
Because the way we won games was we had heroic efforts from guys. It was like Brian Baldinger does a great job of breaking down film. And he was showing this, and he said, if they don't have a read option or a hot read on a blitz or something like that, it's Jalen run around and try to make a play. That's what it is. And you can't do that all the time. And he did that for the first 10 games. And in the last 6 games, you just couldn't do that anymore. Right. Teams started figuring out the players are not coming back to the ball, blah, 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 blah. Like I said, I can go into it even more in depth. But I'm going to give you a comparison as far as players are concerned. We lost our offensive coordinator, lost our defensive coordinator. Most teams that lose those things don't even make it back to the playoffs a lot of times. Mm-hmm. We came off a Super Bowl loss and still won 11 games. Right. And look at Josh Allen. Look at the trajectory from that game the Eagles played against the Buffalo Bills. Josh Allen lost his coordinator. Can we agree in the first 7-8 games of the season, he looked like trash? He was very inconsistent.
He was shaky. Yeah.
Very inconsistent. He got Stephon Diggs,
yeah,
comparable to A.J. Brown. Gabe Davis, not as good as Devontae Smith, but decent.
Yeah.
They got Dalton Kincaid and Knox. Got it. Together, I think they probably would equal that. Running backs wise, James Cook, not as good as DeAndre Swift, but they ran the football.
Right.
When they started winning games, the Buffalo Bills ran the football. That was the biggest thing to me. And on the defensive side of the ball, we added guys that were past their prime, hoping to get a spark because for some reason, as great as Howie is, he don't like linebackers. I don't understand.
Damn.
You got TJ Edwards, y'all got him from us.
Yeah. 3rd
in the league in tackles.
Yeah.
What couldn't we do this year?
Tackle.
We couldn't tackle.
Yeah.
Look, Bradbury is done. He did this. He did this in New York. He did this in New York, and he did it for the Panthers. Yeah. He was good one season. They paid him, and then he was trash. That's why they traded him. Slay is done to me. I like Slay. Good guy. He's done. I just don't think he got it anymore. Mm-hmm. We never had safeties. Mm-hmm. Reed Blankenship was not the guy. He never was. And then our one lead safety that was going to start got hurt. We brought in Byard. Byard's past his prime. Shaq Leonard was injured. Nice try, but it didn't work. So, and we don't have any linebackers.
Well, my biggest question is what happens with that front four? With Jordan Davis, you know what I mean? All those boys that they have up front, and it's kind of like, where did they go? It's almost like they disappeared.
Yeah,
like they couldn't get any pressure anywhere. I'm like, where did it go? Like, you know what I mean? It's almost like someone just went into a crib and just hit the light switch and just shut it off. I've never seen that. Like, no one's, to me, it didn't feel like anyone offensively or defensively was willing to step up leadership-wise and be like, yo, what the fuck are we doing?
You know, I think it goes back to the coaching and putting guys in position to be successful. Listen, Nick Bosa for a while wasn't getting sacks. Right. And Emmanuel Acho showed this on Speak. And he said when they had DeMeco Ryans, he was scheming Bosa to get sacks, moving him around, putting him in different spots, stunting him. What the Eagles did this season, offensively and defensively, with 2 new coordinators, all they said was line up, beat your man.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Line up and beat your man.
Yeah.
We didn't
run
blitz
routes all the time. Like if there was no scheming, there was no crossing routes, nothing.
On offense, we never touched the middle of the field.
Yeah.
On offense, we never touched the middle of the field. That's why A.J. Brown was so hot.
Yeah.
You never touched the middle of the field. And on defense, it was just beat your man. And then we didn't. Some game, you're not going to beat your man every play.
Yeah.
Who's the worst team on third down? So I say all that to say, you and I coach.
Yeah.
We both coach. And yes, the players got to play.
Facts.
But you and I both coach. Coaching is important.
Mm-hmm.
You have to have good coaching. You have to have good schemes. And you can tell the teams that are doing well that have those things.
Right.
Look at the San Francisco 49ers. Anthony Lynn is on their defensive side of the ball. Steve Wilks is the defensive coordinator. Both of those guys was head coaches, and they both were defensive guys.
Mm-hmm.
Those are your two guys on defense. They have experience. You just can't throw a guy. I think Howie overestimated our ability as a team and underestimated the value of the linebacker. Because you got to cover the middle of the field. Well, and I'm not going to go into the details of offense, but
no, I feel you.
Just tell me this. I'm not an offensive coordinator. I don't call plays. How hard would it be if you're going to blitz the Eagles?
Personnel, if you don't have your best players against the Patrick Mahomes-led offense,
why wouldn't you put in a slant route or something for AJ in the slot? I heard the TV in the background. That's why I couldn't. I was heard the TV.
Yeah. No, it's the TV going off.
Yeah.
But like, so yeah, I don't. They didn't scheme well with that offense, bro. I don't. You know, those last few games, I don't get it.
Yeah, man, I don't understand. I think that they made a lot of mistakes. I'm not saying that the people that they got were bad. I just think that they expected too much. See, when Ndamukong Suh and Linval Joseph came in that rotation last year, they didn't ask them to do much. They wasn't asking them to make a lot of plays. They was asking them to come in and do their job for the limited amount of plays that they got. They was asking Shaq Leonard to come in there and save the linebacking core.
Yeah, and then that was asking
Kevin Byard to come and save the safeties. Now, I watched the last game, and Kevin Byard was so out of position. And I'm just like, okay, that's why these people got let go. Yeah. Because they obviously see something that we don't see, and they just wasn't worth it. Yeah. That's my opinion of that.
No, tackling was bad all around. Like I said, they went in heavy on the Eagles with that loss. I mean, and they also went in on Dallas, deservingly. And here's my thing with Dallas, right? Just because I want to get these points kind of quick. That's what they've been. It's not new. And I wasn't surprised when they lost. I was more surprised at the way that they lost. Like
me too.
Walked by a 7 seed, but I'm like, y'all haven't proven that y'all can get past the first round. Y'all can get there. Y'all just haven't proven that y'all can get past that. Very, very similar to what I'm hoping the Ravens don't do today. Get past this. I have never doubted the fact that y'all can make it to the playoffs, that Lamar Jackson is a phenomenal quarterback. But then y'all get stuck. Very similar to Peyton Manning. Bro, you're great during the season, but when it comes to the playoffs, where do you go? You fade. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
I will say this, and I know you don't like it because it's in your division. But the Lions.
Don't bring up nobody Jordan Love and the Lions. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Wait, let me just say this.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Let me just say this real quick because I want to touch on Dallas.
Sure,
I do want to touch on Dallas. Listen, man. I know you don't want to hear it, but Detroit might go to the NFC Championship game, bro.
Listen, man. Listen.
You gotta let them have something, man.
I know, and it's hard because at the same time, I'm kind of like I see this. I saw the player, the guy crying in the stands, and the old dude that's been. I'm like, you know what? Yay! But at the same time, I don't believe in. I don't. I think it's just one of those situations where it's like everything is just kind of lining up. Like, you know what I'm saying?
It is. I agree.
Everything is just kind of really, really just lining up, and I'm like, all right. I don't think you're going to see this consistently. I don't think they're going to be running the NFC North for the next 5 years.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm like,
I don't believe that.
Congratulations. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm sorry. I don't want to sound petty.
I know you saw it.
I'm just not. Yeah, I'm not.
I know you saw it. Hey, you got to give them this though, man. They've had 2 playoff wins in 65 years.
Bam. the fact that they went from winning one game last year to doing what they did this year is highly impressive.
Right.
It's highly impressive. I'll definitely give them. I'll tip my hat to them there.
And that's what brings me to like just talking about the time frame. We talk about the Dallas Cowboys. Now, of course, I hate Dallas. You know that I hate Dallas, but I'm gonna be honest with you, man. This year, I thought it was lining up for them. Like I honestly believed. I was like sick to my stomach a little bit because I was like, man,
they about to win.
I'm like, look at this path they got. I'm like, they're the second seed.
Mm-hmm.
They about to play the Packers. If they beat the Packers, they're gonna have to play a bummy Eagles team or the Bucks, who I don't believe in,
right?
Or the Lions, and they're gonna be at home. And were they 15-0? And I'm like, oh. And I said, then the only game they got to do is get to the NFC Championship game and maybe play San Francisco.
Yeah.
If San Francisco don't trip up.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I just
low key vomited.
Happen. And then when I was watching the game, I was like, what is going on? But this is my thing, bro. This is my thing. I like Dallas. I don't like Dallas. I don't like Dallas. I hate him, but I like Micah Parsons. Right. I like CeeDee Lamb.
Right.
I think that the comparisons between CeeDee and all these other wide receivers, and the reason why he doesn't get the credit is because he does play in the slot. So you got to look at him like you look at Wes Welker, Brandon Stokely, and those guys. Unfortunately, those guys they have 1,000-yard seasons too. But would you say that CeeDee Lamb is comparable to Wes Welker or Julian Edelman or any? No, I think he's better. I think he's way more talented than any of those guys. But I think the reason why he won't get the credit is because he doesn't play outside a lot. He's seeing third best DB all the time or linebacker.
Right.
And in those moments, they just let him eat.
Yeah.
Nobody else on the team eats. Brandon Cooks was the 1,000-yard receiver every team he went to, except for the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah.
Jake Ferguson is a monster.
Yeah.
I think he's gonna be a great tight end.
Mm-hmm.
He still doesn't get the ball enough.
Right.
When you force feed one player and you don't run the ball, I can't look at your stats and be like, wow, look at all these stats, because there's empty calories to me.
Right.
Just like Dak. He had a great year this year. Empty calories to me. Why? Because he never wins in the playoffs.
Right.
He'll win 12 or 13 games in the season.
Right.
Don't win in the playoffs. And everybody keeps saying, well, what do you want? The guy wins in the play. He wins the at some point, you got to not care about the regular season.
You got to want to win championships.
Look at CJ Stroud.
Championships.
CJ Stroud and them won 9 games, 10 games this year. He got a playoff win this year. Dak doesn't. Here's a playoff win against a top 5 defense. Dak doesn't.
So with CJ Stroud and Jordan Love, I'm not buying anything. Right? Because when you don't have film on a player,
right,
they can scheme and they can do things that you're not expecting them to do.
Sure.
Right? I.e. Colin Kaepernick. Right? The second they got film, we're talking year 2, year 3, all of that shit, everything kind of shut down. So I don't want to say I love what I'm seeing. It looks great with DeMeco Ryans, with Will Anderson, with
Nico Collins, all those guys.
The receivers and everything. It looks great. My biggest thing is, and something I think I talked to you about, I'm calming down on 1-year elite quarterbacks.
Sure.
I'm not doing it. Same goes with Jordan Love. It looks good now. I'm not buying it. I'm not overhyping it. I'm not selling it. I'm just enjoying what I'm seeing. Right? Yeah. Because the second these defensive coordinators and then they get filmed and they see what they can do, then they see how to shut it down. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
I love what I'm seeing. I'm just not, they definitely got the guy. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I need to see some more. I need to see some more of that athlete, but also with the same people. You know what I'm saying? Not just shifting parts in and out, because you could tear something up when you do it like that.
I'm with you on that. Mm-hmm. I will say this though. CJ Stroud has a high ceiling just
Yeah.
because the history behind Ohio State quarterbacks is very low. They're all trash.
Absolutely. I'm dealing
They've
with
all
one
been
now.
trash.
I'm dealing
They've
with
all
one
been
now.
trash.
So,
But CJ looks good. He has
Yeah.
the tools to look good. You're right.
Right.
I think it's going to come down some. I think people think that happened to Jalen Hurts this year. They think he got paid and he doesn't. Now that people got
Right.
film on him, I don't really think that's the key. We didn't run the football. Like
Right.
you, like you have to. If you're going to be completely different offense this year, the way that they ran it, playbook the same, but the way they ran it was different. I think with Jordan Love, why you have to give him a little bit more credit is he's not a rookie. He's been in the league watching
Aaron
for
Rodgers.
3 years. This is his first year starting. So yes, people don't have film on Jordan,
Right.
but he got film
On everybody
else.
And let's not knock it. Their run game is serious.
And they run
Their
the
run
football.
game is serious. Right.
They will run the football.
So with that being said, I'm going to transition to Chicago, right?
Mhm.
And that's why I say this is the cost of doing business for Chicago if they keep Justin Fields and they have to pay him. Every team that we've talked about has took the time to develop a quarterback. Houston did it when they had Deshaun Watson. We saw what Green Bay did, right? We see what the Ravens are doing. Chicago had opportunities to draft a quarterback and try to develop him to see what it is you actually need to develop a young quarterback. And we're seeing exactly what it is. It's an offensive coordinator, a quarterback coach. You need a legit to build it. And Chicago never did that. We always did what? Well, we're going to draft Mitchell Biscuits and get a strong defense and then go do something and think that's how it's supposed to work out. No. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So for me, with the Justin Fields situation, it's the cost of doing business. It's the cost of learning how to develop a quarterback. You don't know how to do it, Chicago. You never have. You never needed one because you thought since '85 you could do it with defense. And you can't now.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? You can't.
Different league. Different league.
Totally different league. You need a quarterback. Now, am I saying that to say, all right, Chicago, trade Justin Fields for a low first or a high second and go get this kid, Caleb Williams? I'm not saying that. And I'm going to tell you why I'm not saying that, because I like the development I saw at the end of the year. I liked it. It's looking good. Him and DJ Moore are making a connection, right? It's like, okay, this is what this thing could look like. Where I bailed out on Caleb Williams, and granted, I get it. It's tough. When my man jumped up in the stands, right?
Oh, yeah.
And I was kind of like, like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm like, come on, because Chicago is rough to play in. Period. The fans, the weather, the whole nine. You know what I'm saying? And Justin got his head kicked in, right? Justin got his head kicked in. I think that's going to be greater for him in the long run. Check my flip out on it, because Michael Jordan had to get his butt whooped to become the Michael Jordan that we know and love.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So I'm thinking that could be the thing here. I just think Chicago just has so much to play with, so to speak, when it comes to draft picks and players, because it's like you got the first overall this year. I don't think the Panthers are going to get super better to where you don't end up in the top 5 again next year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And we got those 2 picks from them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think you if you trade out of that first spot because you don't want Caleb Williams, you go down maybe 1 or 3, like 1 or 2 spots. That way you can get your hands on Harrison and get yourself 2 solid receivers.
Man.
DJ Moore, you got Herbert in the backfield, you got Harrison on the other side, right? The defense is solidified with whatever they got from Montez Sweat. I don't know what the hell that man was drinking, but he brought it to the defense, and those boys went crazy. You signed Jalen Johnson. Stop playing. Sign Jalen Johnson. Lock him in. You're set. You're good. Get yourself another receiver, right? And it sucks because they got rid of the entire offensive staff again. You know what I mean? Got rid of the entire offensive staff again. So it's like, oh, here we go again with a whole nother situation. And it says the meeting's going to end in 10 minutes.
Yo, I honestly feel like that they need to get Marvin Harrison Jr.
Yeah.
Get him. That's the first and foremost. Get him.
Absolutely.
And develop Justin Fields at this point. And if you look at all the great quarterbacks, good quarterbacks right now, because right now to me there's only 3 elite quarterbacks.
Right.
Patrick Mahomes and Lamar Jackson, no brainers in my opinion.
Okay.
Everybody wants to call Josh Allen elite. I know you got to call him that. I just haven't seen enough in my opinion.
No, you don't.
Okay, good.
I'm not using the word elite until I see multiple championships.
To me, multiple championships to me or multiple MVPs.
Right.
If Lamar Jackson win the MVP this year,
that's elite,
which I think he will.
And
you got to put Lamar in elite status. I'm sorry. I know he got to win.
This is how I view an elite athlete, right? Ready? And I think I said it before, but I'm gonna say it again in case people didn't listen. Serena and Venus Williams.
Right.
LeBron James. The man doesn't get hurt. He's knock on wood. I don't want anything, but the man can play. If he has to play 300 games, he's playing 255 of them. Right. That's elite. Not a lot of people can do that. You know what I'm saying? So that's elite to me. Elite lies. That's where elite lies. We got 8 minutes.
But look, and Joe Burrow's on the cusp of that, in my opinion. Yeah. But all these guys got offensive coordinators or an offensive-minded coach.
Correct.
Andy Reid, Eric Bieniemy. Eric Bieniemy left. What happened? Patrick struggled. Still had Nagy, but he was there before. Y'all had him. Couldn't figure it out. But Joe Burrow got Brian Callahan. His dad was an offensive coach, Bill Callahan. What happened with Josh Allen when he lost Brian Daboll?
Yep.
Started looking like trash. Then they started running the football.
Yep.
Look at Jalen Hurts. Lost his offensive coordinator, Shane Steichen. Shane Steichen won 9 games with the Colts and had Gardner Minshew looking like he actually played football. Derek Bieniemy went to the Washington Commanders and had dude 3rd in the league in passing.
Not looking bad at all. Chiefs need receivers, though. The Chiefs need receivers.
Chiefs need receivers, but you need offensive-minded coaches. You have to have either offensive coordinator that's offensive-minded, like came from that background, who's elite with growing up with that quarterback.
Correct.
Or your offensive-minded head coach. Even though Mike McCarthy got rid of Kellen Moore, look at the year that Dak had. Right. It's not translating to playoff wins, but look at the year Dak had because Mike McCarthy's an offensive-minded coach.
Right.
And so I just think that now you have to develop Justin, and you have to they ain't got to pay him right now. That's the thing.
They got 2 more years. They really got to cut a check on my man.
2 more years to see what he is. And that's where I think Dallas is going to struggle because they got to pay Dak.
They got to.
They got to pay CD.
Yep.
You got to pay Micah Parsons.
Yeah.
So what do you do with all of that at this point? And I know we got to cut it short, but let's just talk about the games real quick. Let's get your picks and why.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So tonight, so we got 2 games. We got the Houston and the Ravens. We just were talking about Lamar needing to get this win. Yeah. And then you got San Francisco and Green Bay today.
Right.
What do you think the outcome's going to be?
I'm taking the top seeds. I'm taking the Ravens to go out here and finally show everybody that, yes, Houston, what you're doing is good, but there's a reason why we are who we are. And I honestly think the biggest acquisition that they got to solidify that team is the equivalent of Ray Lewis in getting Roquan Smith. That the way he plays linebacker is next level. So I'm definitely taking the Ravens. Yeah. I like what is happening in Green Bay. It looks like they may have found the guy that they're looking for going forward. Unfortunately, I just think the Niners and what they do offensively is going to be too much for that defense. I think what they did in Dallas was like, whoa, I don't even think they expected to do that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and I think they're going to come here, they're going to settle down a little bit, and 49ers are going to get the dub. I'm not saying it's going to be a rout either way, but I'm thinking Ravens win by 14.
That's a rout.
14, and by two touchdowns. Ravens win by 2 touchdowns. And the Niners win 28-24.
So you think the Niners game going to be closer?
Close. I think it's going to be closer just because of what Jordan Love is doing. And I just think that Ravens defense is going to be too much.
Yeah.
It's going to be way too much for them, for the Houston Texans.
I think the Ravens cover because I think they got like a 7.5 spread. I think they cover. I think the Ravens win by 10. I think Houston tries to make it interesting late, but I think Ravens win. Okay. I think that Green Bay game is going to be closer than people expect it to be.
Yeah, like I said, I got it close. I got like 4 points.
I just feel like the way the Packers play defense, if they just keep it simple and they can make tackles, I think they can stay in the game. but
Right.
I wouldn't be surprised if they got blown out. I'll just say that. So I wouldn't. I just wouldn't. I'm sorry. I wouldn't be.
I got
and
you.
Then tomorrow you got the Bucks at Detroit, and then you got is Bucks at Detroit, and who else? Oh,
Chiefs and Bills.
Chiefs and Bills.
Yeah. So I think this is
the Bucks
year.
gonna get routed, bro.
I don't. I think so. Check me out. I think this is the year where the Bucks pull a 8-8 New York. Remember when in New York they thought the Giants was down and out? I just kind of got that feel from that team. Now, this is the one thing I will say right now. Mike Evans, if you drop one more pass, you're done. Okay? You're done. My man dropped them like, yo, come on. But I honestly
like 4 drops.
I think the Bucks are a team of destiny. I think what the Lions did is I love it. It's good. I appreciate it. But I think that runs its course here. Right? I think that ends here.
I just think it's gonna turn into a track meet, bro.
But
Lions got so many weapons, man. And if you blitz them dudes.
Again, my thing is it's never been the weapons that they have. For me, it's been the quarterback.
Yeah. That's true.
That's why I'm with it. It's the quarterback. There when the Lions played Chicago in that last game, that one, what's his name? Matthew Stafford. Jared Goff looked like, what the hell am I doing out here?
Yeah.
If he has one of those moments again, that's my only thing.
Yeah.
That's my only thing. Amon-Ra St. Brown and what they have going on over there, yes. But if he has another one of those deer in the headlight moments again, that's not Super Bowl. I think you a Detroit Lions hater, bro.
Oh
yeah, what? Of course. I'm not gonna deny it. Come on. This is 2024. I'm standing on business. I don't like them.
You 10 toes down on your
I don't like them.
You hate the NFC North.
Period.
Hey,
Period.
real quick.
What's crazy is one of the kids that I train, I do development with, his dad is a Green Bay fan. So this will be a great conversation one day. You know
I'm sure.
I mean? But
Bills and Chiefs, real quick. Bills and Chiefs.
The Chiefs, to me, have become the face of the NFL, and I just see them being. They're just going to beat them. I think the Chiefs are the Bills' kryptonite. And it's just like I just can't get over this. Kind of like what Green Bay is to Chicago. Like, why can't we? What did EDP say? We can't beat this team. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
I think they're gonna. I think they're gonna get inside their head, and they're gonna let the Chiefs come up there and just look like all-stars.
I think the Bills beat them, bro. I think the Bills take them out. I think this is the year that they make it to the AFC Championship game, and they're gonna have to play the Ravens, and I think the Ravens is gonna beat them and go to the Super Bowl.
So who do you have in the bowl?
I think it's gonna be Ravens and Niners.
He agrees.
I think it's just shaping up to be that way. I would love to see the Ravens and the Lions.
My shakeup,
to see a rematch.
My shakeup is going to be if it's going to be anybody, it's going to be if it'll be my shakeup before we get up out of here. I hope it don't cut off. Ravens, Bucks, Super Bowl.
Oh no!
Shocker.
No way!
Shocker! Raven, you heard it here first. Right here.
You are drunk early,
You heard
bro.
it here first. All right. We got less than a minute, man. Hey, thank y'all for tuning in to the Agents of Chaos podcast. Yo, we love y'all. We're going to get more popping. We're going to get more up here soon before it cuts us off.
All right, man. See y'all. Peace.
All right, here's the stop recording button.